Hello, I'm Andrew from the Netherlands, and today I'm going to review the Marantz 2265. And it's not my first 2265, it's my second. 2 years ago I had one, and that was an ugly one. The thing was terrible looking, and well, I didn't like that one. And this one I have now for 6-7 months. I'd never cleaned it in that 6-7 months. And today, finally, I cleaned it. I put new bulbs inside, and really, I love the thing now 2 times more than I did before. And I love it so much that I think it's my most beautiful receiver ever. Well, my most beautiful Marantz ever. Yeah, I think the Soundsuite G7000 is still more beautiful than this one, but okay. And well, because I think it's my most beautiful Marantz ever, I put my most beautiful turntable ever, the Technics SL-1200MK2. And I will test it with turntable and with tuner. Yes, with tuner. I know a lot of you guys don't like tuner sound, but yeah, I like tuner. And so, and because for you guys I do the extra turntable thing. And well, in my other video you can see how I replace the lamps, how I clean the thing, what's the difference, and really the thing is beautiful. Anyway, and this is how it looks when, when it is on. Okay, let me first learn you a trick, a little trick, probably you will know. When you turn on your amplifier or receiver, always put your volume knob on 0, yeah? Because when you put it on vol or here, and you do this regular on and off, it's very bad for your speaker relay. Yeah, you will need a speaker relay very soon if you do this often. So always put your volume knob on 0 and do it on. Okay, there it is. And listen to this sound. Look how beautiful this thing is. Now I clean it. Beautiful, shiny. This thing is a mint receiver. Unbelievable. And for all you guys out there, because sometimes I get these comments that when I used a old receiver, doesn't matter if it is a Pioneer, a Soundsuite or a Marantz, that it is why I don't use a good receiver or a modern amp, why I use this old-fashioned bad sounding receivers. Well, believe me guys, all vintage lovers know this. Probably you are a young guy and never saw or know or heard the sound of a vintage receiver, but there is no, in the shops now, yeah, there is no better sound to find in a receiver now in the shop under 3,000 euro. This thing plays away every receiver out in the shop now under 3,000 euro. Now, I want to bet 1,000 euro on that statement, that this receiver sounds better than any other receiver new in the shop now on the 3,000 euro. And probably you have a receiver from 500, most people have a receiver from 500 to 1,000 euro if you are lucky. Yeah, and those receivers sound bad. I tested all those receivers. I test, what's my test? Yes, I also test newer receivers. None of them come even close to this Marantz. Probably I'm not telling you something new because you are a vintage lover too, but I'm telling this for the guys who think they know what is sound. But between 1970 and 1980, it was the top time from sound. Yeah, they don't make sound like that anymore. And everything is better. Your computer, your television, everything, cars, everything is better these days. Except this thing. Yeah? And watch this, unbelievable. I cleaned it and it looks like new. Well, this thing was new in the shop, 1978, above 2,000 German mark. I have a price list somewhere, I have to see and to check if what I'm saying is true, but I think above 2,000 euro and or German mark. And 2,000 German mark in 1978, well, that was 2 months work. You had to work 2 months to buy a receiver like this. You had to have a good job to work 2 months for this receiver in Europe. Okay, in America it was cheaper, yeah, because the dollar was very high in that time. But in Europe you had to work 2 months to buy a receiver like this. Okay, look at this and listen to this sound. Okay, I first test the tuner. Listen to this. And I put everything on flat. Yeah, and with my other test, this tone mode knob was very dirty. So the pot meter I cleaned, and this thing was also very dirty, the Dolby. Look at this. Now it is working okay. All the bulbs are working. Watch this. All the bulbs are working. And listen to this. Listen to this sound.
En zondag weer. Op schema. Het gebeurt op.
Ik wist niet of het de moeite waard was.
Wow. You know, these guys make these movies from Bus Tonic Bus, I Love You. I don't know why they make those movies, because I think it's very stupid. But I see that they have many viewers. Maybe I will make this video too in the future. But if you saw my woofer moving just now between the two radio stations, unbelievable.
Did you know about?
Hond of kaart, wat jij wil, maar wij nog niet staan, want dan word ik stil. Doe dit voor ons en wil ik dus hard, want dit al van jou, met heel mijn hart. Ik neem je mee op reis.
Entwickelten 180-Grad-Kamera aufgenommen wurde.
So take it from the man who served the sorrow, who spilled the 1 en 2 mei in Tivoli Vredenburg. Voor kaarten en meer info.
De AOV 2.5 van de Amersfoortse. Dat is een nieuw soort.
Een prachtig lied gaan. Een ring.
But all the main headlines, what global news stories.
To the
Reeves, dat moet dan niet, want ik heb muzici van Jim Reeves zo dadelijk.
Look at these speakers.
God wil je helpen. Voor u en... Nee, je bent nooit alleen. Ga voor meer informatie. Staat voor je klaar. Er is geen optie. Gebruik ondertussen dit gewoon als vandaag, want dat prijzen.
Did that, so they'll be broadcasting live.
Die passen gaar voor. Plaats.
Speaker naar de temperaturen op dit moment.
Amerikanischer Informatiker und Internetpionier Jaron Lanier, der als einer der ersten...
Tijd voor het nieuws met Peter.
Vanuit Rome onze nieuwste aanbieder.
Well, there's nothing much on the tuner because it's full hour, so news is coming. And listen to this CD or this turntable from this. I've got this record, Spandau Ballet, and well, everybody knows this album. True. Listen to this. Listen to this.
So true, funny how it seems, always in time. This is the sound, always slipping from my hands.
Beautiful.
At the time of its own. Take your seaside out to write the next line. Oh. For today, oh, but I'm not always believe in your soul. You've got the power to know you're indestructible. Always believe in you are gold. Always believe in your soul. You've got the power to know you're indestructible. Always believe in you are gold. You can make me standing so
Well, as you heard, this thing sounds terrific, and I don't know. what the price of this thing is. It is more expensive than the 2265B because this thing is very rare. The 2265B you see more often, and well, believe me, I cannot understand myself why I waited 6 months to do this job, to do the bulb job and the cleaning job. Because look at it, unbelievable, beautiful. It is a very beautiful receiver, beautiful sound, and well, everything you buy in the shop, let's say you buy a receiver from 500 euro. After 5 years, the thing is worth 150 maximum, believe me. And these receivers, well, this one is an expensive one. It is worth about 400 or 500 euro, yeah. But in 5 years from now, it will be worth even more, maybe 600, 700, maybe 800 euros, because they are collector's items. And the more difficult it is to find these things, the more expensive they will be. Because when I started this hobby 3 years ago, these receivers were not this expensive as today. I think they rose about 30% in value. Only every year, 10% extra value you will gain when you buy a receiver. That's why I always tell you that, well, you don't buy these things as an investment. You buy these things because of the sound, because the sound is so much better than what you can find today in the shops. But not only the sound, yeah, the value of these things. Every year they will become more expensive. I know a lot of collectors who start collecting early 2000. Some of them started even before 2000, collecting before 2000, and they could find these receivers for very cheap. Because I remember the time in, let's say about year 2000, you could find a receiver like this for maybe 50 euro, yeah, and now they are worth 450, 500 euro. That's the price. So in 15 years times, they are between 5 or 10 times more expensive than 15 years ago. And that's because, well, they become scarce, and there are a lot of collectors nowadays who wants this stuff. And well, because once you buy this thing, once you buy a vintage receiver, yeah, when your first receiver, I see this also by younger guys. They start with one receiver and they are hooked. They are so hooked that because of the sound is so beautiful that they don't want this modern stuff anymore. And okay, this thing doesn't have RDS, doesn't have HDMI, it doesn't have all the Dolby blah blah blah, THX, it doesn't have this, but it has the sound, and that's the most important thing from a stereo setup, the sound. And well, this was a short review together with my my beautiful Technics SL-1200. I will make a separate review from this turntable. And well, for now I say thanks for watching. Put those thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And bye bye.